big title card stating a Jerry Bruckheimer production was a staple for many dramas and action-packed cinema experiences during the 80s through the early 2000s. When you saw that, you knew 9 times out of 10, this film was, at the very least, going to be entertaining from start to finish. So in honor of the man who brought us some of the greatest hits during those decades, we've compiled a list of our favorite films he produced. Before we begin, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Every new sub helps us achieve our goal and keeps us motivated to create new content. With that being said, I'm your host, Jamie, and here are 10 great Jerry Bruckheimer productions. Number 1, American Gigolo. Richard Gere and Lauren Hutton star in this 1980 neo-noir crime drama that was written and directed by Paul Schrader. We follow Julian Kay, played by Greer, a male escort who prides himself on being able to sexually satisfy these high-class women. One night he meets Michelle, played by Hutton, who becomes obsessed with him even though she's married. However, Kay's pimp sends him to a rough job that he walks out on and ends up being the prime suspect in the woman's murder. He now needs the help of Michelle to clear his name. But is it enough? This 1980 neo-noir crime drama sparked conversations regarding male sexuality in film, often skirting on the topic of objectification of men. Gere is a beautiful man and doesn't show much nudity throughout the film, but some wanted more. Then we have Giorgio Armani's suits on Gere, fitting him so well, but launched the name of Armani into mainstream. While the whole film is shot on location in areas like Palm Springs, Beverly Hills, or Westwood, the affluent area just beams with high class, making Gere and Hutton stand out even more. Take some time to check this out over on Pluto or Apple TV. Number 2, Top Gun. When I hear Top Gun, I think of the hit song Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins, and it brings back so many memories. In 1996, Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer fly onto the big screen with this action drama that was directed by Tony Scott. We follow Maverick, played by Cruise, as he is sent to a naval fighter weapons school, Top Gun, at Naval Air Station Miramar. Maverick and his radar intercept officer, Goose, are a team to be reckoned with, pulling stunts and disobeying orders. On their first day at the school, Maverick meets Charlie, an astrophysicist and instructor, and he's interested in her, but she shoots him down faster than an enemy's missile. It's very blatant that people don't trust Maverick, as many of them talk about his hot-headedness and his lack of camaraderie, such as leaving his wingman left behind during an exercise. This film is purely propaganda for the Navy, which had a huge influx in signups after the movie premiered. So many people wanted to join so that they could become fighter pilots, play volleyball on the beach, and what have you. When reality set in though, many found it to be a grueling training camp, and most not even getting accepted into the Naval Fighters Weapons School. The scenes are brilliant though. Seeing fighter jets taking off, the stunts these jets can do, all the while seeing our characters in the cockpit. So make sure to pay some respect to our unsung heroes and check out Top Gun on Pluto, Paramount Plus, Roku, Prime, Google Play, Apple TV, or Fandango. Number 3, The Rock. 1996 brought us the story of a disgruntled Marines who wanted compensation for their fallen brothers, when an MI6 agent who doesn't even exist is sent to disarm them before they can cause mass destruction on the San Francisco Bay. Sean Connery is our hero in this film and behind scenes, as Walt Disney Studios, who was overseeing this project, were really being hard on Michael Bay. But Connery put them in their places, saying that Bay is doing a great job, and they need to leave him alone. This film also showcases the government's failure to the American soldiers, and this is a topic that needs more traction. The military does everything to make sure the active soldiers have what they need to succeed. However, when they're done, they get little to nothing, often ending up homeless. And if the soldier is KIA, families aren't always going to get what they need to survive, even temporarily. Brigadier General Francis Hummel, played by Ed Harris, really shows his disgust with the way things have been handled. And yeah, he goes off a deep end to get the monetary compensation for his brothers. It all boils down to who will save everybody else. In the film, Dr. Stanley Goodspeed, played by Nicolas Cage, teams up with MI6 agent John Mason, played by Connery, as they have to infiltrate Alcatraz to disarm the warheads before they are launched into the Bay Area. There's also discussion about the warheads being improperly contained, as nerve agents will never be stored in glass balls, which hints to the tensions rising with Iraq, and the British Secret Intelligence Service was given false information regarding weapons of mass destruction. Overall, The Rock is beautifully shot, even considering they could not close down the tourism in Alcatraz. It shows off the unique design of the old prison, making me want to go see it in real life, even more than I already did. So go enjoy this action-packed adventure on Hulu, Disney+, Prime, Apple TV, or Fandango. Number 4, Armageddon. Meteor showers are raining down on various cities around the world when NASA gets an idea to send a drill team to space to destroy Earth's biggest threat, a meteor the size of Texas. The drill team consists of Harry, AJ, and some others, as they're trained to be astronauts in 12 days. Go to space and blow up the large meteor before it collides with Earth. This sci-fi disaster film, directed by Michael Bay, was part of the big budget disaster films that were so popular during the late 90s, early 2000s, with the film Deep Impact often being compared to Armageddon. NASA even helped out with production, hoping it would bring more recruits to the program. The film inspired a new space shuttle design and even some attractions at Disneyland Paris. But most notably is that overplayed Aerosmith song, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. Music is great for films, but when a film essentially has a theme song, you know there is some kind of romance at the middle. Usually the couple doesn't fit due to social standings, or dad really hates the bad boy. Either which way, this song sat on our radios for far too damn long, even outlasting the hype of the film. It's still a great watch with a star-studded cast, including the brilliant Bruce Willis, Ben Affleck, Billy Bob Thornton, Steve Buscemi, and Liv Tyler. So go check it out over on Fubo, Hulu, Sling, Google Play, Apple TV, Prime, or Fandango. Number 5, Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. Based off an attraction at the Disney theme parks, we got this 2003 swashbuckler film starring the one and only Johnny Depp, Orlando Bloom, Jeffrey Rush, and Keira Knightley. The beginning of the film is quite ominous, as young Elizabeth is traveling with her father to Port Royal when they come across a shipwreck and a young Will Turner floating in the ocean. She sees he has a gold medallion around his neck that she takes and hides. Fast forward 8 years, and the two have grown up, with Will becoming a blacksmith apprentice and Elizabeth is treated like royalty. On this particular day, a pirate by the name of Captain Jack Sparrow shows up, then the adventures begin. The entire film revitalized the pirate genre, bringing the lore to a modern generation with its comedy and fantasy elements. Let's not forget the iconic character, Captain Jack Sparrow, played effortlessly by Depp, who is always making his rounds at children's hospitals to bring smiles to those kids who deserve some company from the goofy yet lovable pirate who stole our hearts when he first grazed the silver screen. The film also brought back curiosity to historical events revolving around piracy and how things actually happened. I wish they would have continued on with the unique adventures of Jack instead of trying to push him off screen, even canceling him amid the domestic violence allegations with Amber Heard. Either way, the film has something for everybody, so check it out over on Disney+, Google Play, Prime, Apple TV, or Fandango. Number 6. Con Air. The Justice Prisoner and Alien Transportation System is nicknamed Con Air in real life. It mostly assists in transporting prisoners from one prison to another, usually crewed by U.S. Marshals. In the 1997 film, it's portrayed quite realistically as U.S. Marshals are transporting some very diabolical criminals, as well as some that are being released, when the majority of the criminals take over the flight, killing those who stand in their way, while also trying to fly to a non-extradition country. The film catapulted Nicolas Cage as a lead man for action-adventure roles, maintaining that stoic facade throughout his career. But he's still great at what he does. The film also stars John Cusack, John Malkovich, and Steve Buscemi, bringing all that tension and comedy to the forefront. What's so great about this film is that it brought attention to what the U.S. Marshals do around the JPATs, sparking conversations about how criminals are treated and stereotyped in the media. Sure, some people are just evil and there's no redemption for them. However, there are some people convicted of crimes due to circumstances, yet they're treated like garbage as well. I felt bad for Cage's character, Cameron Poe, as he was convicted of murder even though it was all self-defense. He was actually attacked by these drunken men, and oops, one dies. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. His wife was pregnant with his kid, and then sent to jail, never being able to meet his daughter till the end of the film. I just feel bad for him and his family. Take some time to enjoy this action thriller over on Hulu, Fubo, Disney+, Sling, Prime, Google Play, Apple TV, or Fandango. Number 7. Crimson Tide. We've talked about this film before, and 1995 submarine action thriller deserves another look. We follow a crew aboard USS Alabama who's out patrolling and giving orders to launch a missile if Russia does. So Captain Frank Ramsey is the type of guy who knows he knows what he's doing and will literally stick to orders without any thought, almost finding threats, even where there were none. Lieutenant Commander Ron Hunter comes aboard as the new second in command, but he has a lot of educational training, never seeing combat in real life. Ramsey and Hunter start butting heads when Ramsey starts doing drills at odd times. But as tension is rising between the two, they get an emergency message where the two battle it out because it's not a completed message, making Ramsey want to strike and Hunter to wait for clarification. This film brought attention to the tensions of potential nuclear war, even going as far as discussing how unchecked power in stressful situations can be disastrous. The film even goes to show that sometimes you need to question those in charge, knowing they don't always know what's best for everybody. But check out this fantastic ride over on Google Play, Fandango, or Prime. Number 8. Beverly Hills Cop. Axel Foley is first introduced to us in 1984 with this hilarious buddy cop action film starring Eddie Murphy. Axel is a Detroit detective whose best friend is murdered, and Axel decides he wants to find out who killed him, which leads Axel to Beverly Hills. Axel goes on to investigate once he arrives, but is often cut short of any answers due to the police department there. However, they all end up working together after they stop a robbery at a local bar. We have never seen a film before with the protagonist being another race other than white that was this successful. Most of the time, it may do good even here, but not globally. This film grossed over $15 million in the first 5 days of its release. In 1984, the film grossed over $316 million worldwide, which if you adjust it to inflation would be over $730 million, making it the highest grossing R-rated film ever. An impressive feat for any production, but given it's Beverly Hills Cop, I can see why. Go enjoy the laughs and adventure on MGM+, Paramount+, Sling, Roku, Prime, Philo, Google Play, Apple TV, or Fandango. Number 9. Black Hawk Down. Based on the nonfiction book Black Hawk Down, A Story of Modern War, written by Mark Bowden, we follow armed services being deployed to southern Somalia due to a civil war that threatens the safety of its peoples. The U.S. is sent in to be peacekeepers, but when tensions rise, the battle rages. With explosions going every which way, people dying, getting captured, and just the ruthlessness of this war in a village nonetheless brings the conversation what it would be like to have war in your backyard. I couldn't imagine being on edge for however long some of these wars are going on, wondering if my kids or my family is going to be harmed. But people live this way, which is so unfortunate. The film is based off true events from back in 1993 when the U.S. went in to capture the leader for the Somalian faction leader. And what these soldiers did to not only survive, but help out Somalia as a whole, with some receiving the Medal of Honor, and with General Garrison admitting his faults and retiring 3 years later, this film does put into perspective the highs and lows of battle, often showing the anxiety and stress. So take some time with a big bowl of popcorn and check this out on Philo, Sling, Google Play, Prime, Apple TV, or Fandango. Number 10. Bad Boys. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence jokingly singing the Bad Boys theme song lives rent-free in my head most days. For the last 30 years. Marcus and Mike, played by Lawrence and Smith, star in this action comedy that brought us so many laughs, launching a franchise that's still going strong to this day. They're partners for the Miami Police Department investigating stolen narcotics, while also protecting a key witness to a murder. Mike is a playboy while showcasing his bachelor antics, while Marcus is a family man, a loving husband and father, making the pair seem like total opposites, but their loyalty to each other is one to be respected. When they're both on screen, I can guarantee you'll either be laughing or biting your nails. I have to say, one of the greatest aspects of this film is it painted the black culture in a better light than it ever has, not sticking to that stereotypical BS we're used to seeing. All the characters are portrayed in such a way that I fell in love with them and wanted to continue on with their story. And I'm glad they made more films. As somebody who grew up with many different cultures around, I hold a special place for this in my heart. And hope you will too after you check it out on Tubi, Max, Google Play, Apple TV, Fandango, or Prime. Thanks for checking out the video. Did we leave any films off the list? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to tap that bell icon to stay up to date with our latest releases. You can reach out to us on Twitter or X at StudiosFat, or chat with us on Discord, linked below. We're also now on Blue Sky. You can find us at studiosfat.bsky.social, which will also link below. If you're really enjoying our content and want to help support us, click that join button for exclusive content, rewards, and perks. Make sure to check out our very own merch store located at fatninja.shop. All proceeds go towards our next film project, so we'd greatly appreciate it. I've been your host, Jamie. Thanks again, and see you in the next one.